Hey guys, my name is Mark. I live in Lehi, Utah. I'm been big my entire life, and I'm trying to science the hell out of that. So I'm using a combination of lower carbs, alternate day fasting, and Mounjaro or Zepbound to control my diabetes and to try to help with some weight loss. So this is my update for the first 2 weeks of my second year of using Mounjaro. If you guys remember, a couple weeks back, I did a second year kickoff. I had finished my Thailand break, as I'll call it. I went to Thailand for a week and a half, and had a few other days to kind of catch up on things. So anyway, when I did my kickoff, I was 422. Today I am 414.4. So I was hoping for a little bit more, but as I mentioned, I was traveling for work last week, and I try to be good, but it always kind of screws up my numbers. I'm not totally sure why, but it just does. I wasn't able to fast for the week I was traveling for work, but I did get a couple fasts in this week. I did only get a couple of swims in. I need to get back in the routine for that. Um, I was going to swim the one time, and uh, I could tell that I needed to change out the filters and the chemicals and stuff. So I didn't end up doing it the one day. And we've had some nasty weather set in here. It's like cold and rainy and windy. Like it got down to almost down to freezing last night. It's down to 35 degrees, so Fahrenheit. So which is, I don't know, roughly 2 or 3 Celsius, somewhere in there. Anyways, cold. But I thought I'd show you guys this week in case you've never seen it. So this is the pens. So this is how the pens work. So I need to do my shot right now. So typically when you do your shot, you want to put it in kind of a fatty area. So they recommend you can do it on your stomach. You can do it on your thighs. I typically try to do mine on the thighs. So I'm going to do it on my left thigh this morning. But basically, what you do is you keep these in the fridge. They need to stay refrigerated, and so all you have to do is you just pull off the bottom. Simple as that. And then this got a little lock symbol here, and you twist this to unlock, and then you push it against your area that you're going to do it, and you hold the button until you hear a click, and there you go. So I'm not going to actually show you the my thigh. It's not a pretty sight, but you can probably hear the click. All right, so the first one was it going down, and the next one was it coming back up, and it injects the stuff. And you can kind of see if you look in here, the you can kind of check to make sure that this stuff came out. But anyway, that's how these pens work. And then the nice thing with these too is like you don't have to worry about sharps and stuff. You can just put this right back on there, and it's not going to poke anybody or anything like that. So anyway, that's how these pens work. So for this week, I thought I'd share with you guys some healthy food that I'm trying to do. My peppers, they're going completely crazy. So as you can see here, I've got all kinds going. I've got sugar rush stripies, banana peppers, orange cayenne peppers, piri piri peppers. I think they're also the same, also called bird's eye peppers in some places. Shishitos, I like to fry those. Serranos, habaneros, bell peppers, jalapenos. Look how gorgeous these bell peppers are. They're just beautiful. And and some of these things are so big. So like here's a couple so you can kind of get some perspective, right? I mean, these are as big as what you get in the grocery store. They're just beautiful this year. Now, normally I would probably leave these to turn color. So like you can see this one's starting to turn yellow. They kind of ripen this direction. And so this would be like this is a yellow California Wonder. This is a giant Ozark. So I believe this one's going to turn red. But I'm picking them. You can pick them at any color. So when you pick a green pepper in the grocery store, it's cheaper because it's not fully ripened. So as you let it fully ripen, they'll get a little bit sweeter and they'll turn their color yellow, orange, or red typically. And but I picked these green because like it's 35 today, so if it freezes, then they're done. So I wanted to make sure I picked the good ones before they had a chance of getting a freeze. But anyway, beautiful, beautiful peppers. So one of the things I want to do with my peppers is make something that I really really love, and that is sriracha. Now don't worry, I'm not recommending the actual sriracha, and why? Because of sugar. Um, so if you don't want the sugar in something like this, what can you do? You can try making your own. Um, so here's the ingredients in this: chili, which is basically your fully ripened red jalapenos. Jalapeno peppers turn red when they if you leave them on to ripen fully. Sugar, number two ingredient, salt, garlic, and then a bunch of stuff like acetic acid, potassium sulfate, sodium bisulfate, all your list of preservatives and chemicals that they put in everything these days for controlling the thickness maybe, or shelf life, or who knows what all the xanthan gum is in here. That's probably the thickness one. Anyway, corn based. Anyway, so if you want to make your own, so you let your jalapenos ripen, and then this is a fermenting jar. So I've got a glass, well, it's just a regular jar, but I put my jalapenos in here, and this isn't a huge batch. I'm just making a couple smaller batches, but I have a glass fermentation weight in here. And so what that does is so basically, let me step back here. To ferment these peppers, you basically, you cut them or chop them, however you want to do them, and put them in a saltwater brine solution. And then you let them ferment. And they typically, as long as you keep the pH to the right level, they're not going to go bad on you. And part of what this glass weight does is it keeps them under the top of the liquid, which helps it so that you don't get nasty stuff growing on the top. Now, as they ferment, they release gas. And so this lid is a special kind of lid that's a one way out. It allows the gas to escape but not come back in, kind of a lid. And so that's what this is. And so if you don't have this kind of lid, you can use a regular lid, and you just have to open it every day or two, or check on them and let the gas out. But this is kind of nice because it's one way direction. You'll see another type that has like a little tube with a little thing of water up there. It's kind of the same principle. So I got those, and I'm also got some. So this is a New Mexico lemon jalapeno. So they ripen to yellow, and so I'm doing a batch of yellow sriracha sauce as well. So we'll see how it is. Now the thing with the sriracha, right? Like I mentioned, that I'm trying to do a little bit different is the sweetener. So for the sweetener, I found one I'm going to try. So I've never tried this one before, but I'll show you guys this. This is called Bestie. I got it off Amazon. I'm sure they have it at some stores and stuff as well. But it's a monk fruit and allulose sweetener. So I've talked about allulose, how that's kind of like one of the new, hopefully beneficial for diabetics type sweeteners. And so a lot of the people that do like keto type stuff and so forth recommended this. And so I thought I'd give it a try. So they have both granulated and powdered. Powdered is going to be easier to dissolve. Granulated is going to be more like if you have a case that's like regular type of sugar type thing. So anyway, I'm going to give these a try in my sriracha. So I'm excited to see how that turns out, and we'll let you know. So I'm going to let these ferment probably for another few days, and then I'll to basically finish those up after they're fermented. I'll add the sweetener, maybe a little vinegar if I need to see how thick it is, and I need to also check the pH. So you can use like vinegar and maybe some lemon or lime juice to kind of control that pH, because you want to keep the pH down so that it doesn't go bad. If the pH is low enough, you could store it on the shelf, but I'm going to store mine in the fridge. So after I get them done fermenting, I'll add that stuff. I'll blend it, strain it, kind of cook it, put it in some bottles in the fridge, and use it in place of this guy here. So, anyways, keep you posted on that. Anyway, I'm trying to keep these updates simpler so that I get them out, and um, this next week hopefully is going to be fairly uneventful. I like I'm funny. You're getting old when you like an uneventful week. But I do need to start prepping for the chili cook-off. We have a neighborhood every Halloween. We do like a trunk or treat for the kids, and we do a little chili cook-off thing. And I like to try to win that. I don't know. I'm kind of a crazy old man. I like to pick recipes in general for the chilies that are beanless typically. Um, uh, keeps the carbs down. If you do like beans, I've actually won the cook off with the if you do a search on Google for Biggest Loser, from that Biggest Loser show that used to be on, white chicken chili. It is absolutely delicious, and it is the simplest chili to make in the world. I mean, basically you cook your chicken, and if you never and shred it, and if you've never done that before, the easiest way to shred your chicken is after you cook it, put it in your mixer with the cookie paddle, and it will shred it for you, so you don't even have to do any work there. Then you just add the beans, you add some broth, and there's a little bit of shredded mozzarella cheese and some cilantro, but then you just the whole flavor profile comes from a bottle of medium. I use medium, but medium pace chunky salsa, which is very clean if you look at the ingredients. Salsa is really a good thing, and you just put that in there, and boom, that's it. It's fast, it's easy. You just got to heat it through, and it's ready to go. It's super simple to make and pretty easy. But so anyway, so I'll be working on that. With the cold coming, I'm gonna probably have to do a massive tomato and onion harvest out of my garden. Probably try to freeze dry some of the onions, and some of them I'll kind of keep to use fresh. They'll last for a little while if you preserve them properly. Gonna try to get a couple fasts in this week. Get a couple swims in. A couple. It's getting cold out there, so depending on the weather, I can turn the heater. My SwimSpa is heated, so I do have that. But if it's windy and so forth, I really don't like to eat. The wind makes it not fun. So it's supposed to be bad weather for a few days here. So I'll do some supernatural workouts. And one thing, and I'm telling you guys this because I want you to hold me, or I want to hold myself accountable, which this kind of makes me do, telling you guys when I'm doing these things. I want to try to get to we have a community gym, and I want to go do some weight machines this week, at least once. At least one time I want to get over there. So I have some light weights here. I can do resistance bands in the SwimSpa. I've got like one of those adjustable um, uh, weight things that for doing, like it's just some arm curls or those kinds of things. But I want to go hit like the machines at least one time this week in the gym. So I'll let you know if I made it. So anyways, I hope everything's going well for you guys. Keep fighting fat. Cheers.